Set on the streets of futuristic San Fransokyo, Big Hero 6 is an imaginative, fun, and heart-filled movie loosely based on the comic produced by Marvel. With lots of action, the story and characters aren't afraid to dive into the emotional stuff.
You look sick. I cannot be sick. I am a robot.
But who's the nicest person in San Fransokyo? Who's the biggest baddie? And how does everyone else stack up on the moral spectrum? I'm Kyle with WickedBinge, and this is Big Hero 6 Good to Evil.
Welcome to the Nerd Lab.
As usual, we'll be starting our list with the purest characters and working our way down. These are the good. Our gold medal for most good should come as no surprise. We have Baymax, everyone's favorite inflatable healthcare companion who captivated us all with his marshmallow-like appearance and hug ability.
Hello, I am Baymax.
Who also loves the hairy baby Mochi. His only goal is to help the sick and injured. After Tadashi's death, he is not equipped to assist in grieving, yet he finds ways he can help. Viewing Hiro as his patient, the only thing he wants to do is improve Hiro's emotional state. The only time we're shown any type of malice from Baymax is when Hiro removed his healthcare chip. We'll give him a pass for this since he had no control over his actions at the time. While retrieving Abigail, he saves Hiro from a large piece of debris which nearly crushed him, but in turn damages Baymax's thrusters. In the last minutes of Baymax's screen time, we see the ultimate act of sacrifice Baymax carries out to save not only Hiro but Abigail as well. And let's be honest, as soon as you heard those last words from him, "Are you satisfied with your care?" you ugly cried.
Are you satisfied with your care?
The silver medal for good goes to Cass. She's Hiro and Tadashi's aunt who owns the Lucky Cat Cafe. She's a hardworking, feisty gal who protects her nephews like they were her own. Topped off with good morals, she definitely isn't afraid to let her mischievous nephews know they need to be taken down a few notches when it comes to getting out of line. This is seen when bailing Tadashi and Hiro out of jail, dragging them out of the building by their ears, all while scolding them about how she raised them for 10 years. But really all she wants is what's best for them. She's a strong character, raising 2 boys on her own, running a business on top of everything. Our bronze medal of good goes to Tadashi, one of San Fransokyo Institute's brightest students and Hiro's protective older brother. Tadashi is also like a father figure to Hiro, as we see this right before Hiro gets the ever-loving crap beaten out of him. Being attacked by Yama's goons, Tadashi shows up to rescue him.
Pot fighting is illegal! You're gonna get yourself arrested!
After losing both his parents when Hiro was only 3, Tadashi took on a lot of responsibility looking after him. He's always on the go, keeping his younger brother out of trouble. He created Baymax out of pure concern for other people and their health needs, and he puts the needs of others before his own.
Hey, you got this.
This is recognized in his last scene where he ran into a burning building to help someone. For the limited time he was on screen, he's been shown to be an intelligent, kind, patient person. Baymax had 86 tests, who put everyone's needs before his own. He's just a really great guy. After Tadashi, we have Fred's dad. While we don't see him until the end of the movie, Fred accidentally discovers his dad is in fact a superhero. When his dad shows up, we see he shares his son's questionable hygiene, but he also shows to be a very caring and loving father, who may be gone quite a bit to the family island. We soon learn why he's gone so often, and he is more than happy to share his secret with his son, which sort of explains Fred's obsession with superheroes and superpowers. Honey Lemon is next. She has the most positive energy out of everyone, and she may have had some mad scientist qualities to her as well.
I've heard so much about you!
But she wouldn't hurt anyone on purpose. It's shown she is hesitant at first to become a superhero because of her pacifist mindset. Honey is shown to be a compassionate person, sending Hiro a video to check to see how he is doing, giving Cass a drink, and convincing Hiro not to push them away when Baymax contacted them. What separates Honey Lemon from the rest of the group is she finds Baymax's healthcare chip during the struggle to keep Baymax from injuring anyone, and quickly puts it back in. Her love and passion for chemistry aids her in fights as she views everything with a glass half full attitude. We're tossing Fred in next as well. Everyone's favorite ultimate fanboy and mascot, he's a kind and goofy person with an enthusiastic personality with the energy to match.
It's like spooning a warm marshmallow.
This shows when it's revealed he came up with the nickname for everyone in the group. He holds an extreme imagination and questionable hygiene.
I haven't done laundry in 6 months.
While it's soon revealed that Fred is filthy rich, pun intended, he doesn't rub it in anyone's face. All he wants to do is have a good time, so when Hiro suggests becoming superheroes, he is more than happy to jump on board. Using his double sign spin is one heck of a creative turn. To Fred, it's all a dream come true. During Honey Lemon's video message, he jumps in to say, "Hiro, if I could only have one superpower right now, it would be to crawl into this camera and give you a big hug." Seriously, we all need a friend like Fred at some point in our lives. We have the main character of the film, Hiro. While he may be a prodigy graduating high school at 13, he can be brash, impulsive, and a bit reckless, though what teenager isn't, leading him to illegal bot fights in which Tadashi bails him out. In the beginning of the movie, he pretends to be an innocent little kid who has no idea what he's doing in the bot fight.
That was my first fight. Can I try again?
While in the next round, it clearly shows he knew exactly what he was doing the whole time just to hustle Yama out of his money. Not to mention he gets caught by the police, is thrown in jail, and when he is bailed out, he soon looks for another bot fight to rush off to.
There's a fight across town. If I book, I can still make it.
Later on in the movie, he shows a lot of growth while also going face to face with the man responsible for his brother's death. At first, he attempts to destroy Callahan, but soon realizes revenge is not the best way to properly grieve someone. This leads him to show compassion towards Callahan, trying to convince the man not to take revenge. Wasabi is next, and while he comes off as a nervous and slightly neurotic character, next to Gogo, Wasabi is the voice of reason. In the beginning, he states Fred's ideas for inventions are not real science.
Just stop.
He's also the voice of the audience throughout the movie in questioning Hiro's idea of becoming superheroes. His heroics become clear when, in the fight against Callahan, he quickly fights off the incoming attacks. He is extremely cautious of people being around his laser-induced plasma invention, stopping Hiro at the right time before he walked right into it, which could have been a real dark turn. Now we have Gogo. She's probably the most independent character. While she may come off as abrasive when we first meet her, the first thing she says to Hiro is, "Welcome to the Nerd Lab." She says what she means and means what she says, calling Hiro out for being nervous before his turn in the expo. She lives for the fast life, which we see when taking the wheel of Wasabi's car, navigating through the streets of San Fransokyo like it's second nature to her, risking everything to get the gang out of danger.
There are no red lights in a car chase!
She goes to great lengths to protect her friends. When they first encounter Callahan on the deserted island, Gogo is the first one to jump into action. She shows her caring side to Hiro after he shows remorse for what he did and how he lashed out at the gang. She embraces him and reassures him they're going to catch Callahan next time. Now, with the good characters out of the way, we now enter the neutral territory. These characters fall in the gray area. Heathcliff is Fred's butler and may only have a small role in the film, but his presence lets everyone know that Fred is always pulling some crazy antics, as it doesn't faze him whatsoever.
Welcome home, Master Frederick.
Not even when Fred and his friends use their powers on him during everyone's first test run. He only sips his tea or butters a scone in response to it all. Plus, admit it, when he was the first one besides Hiro to get a fist bump, we were all jealous. Next up is Sergeant Gerson. He is the most neutral out of everyone, as his presence doesn't really influence the story in a positive or negative way. He's the guard in the police station when Hiro tries to explain the situation after being attacked by Callahan. It's clear he thinks it's only a waste of time and doesn't take anything Hiro is saying seriously. Even less when Baymax enters low battery mode, but when Baymax started taping himself up, Sergeant Gerson slides Baymax the roll of the tape. Abigail Callahan is Professor Callahan's daughter. Not much is really known about Abigail other than she is a test pilot for Crytek. She was involved in an accident, resulting in her being lost in another world for so long. From what we can tell from her small presence in the movie, she is witty and she loves her job and her father dearly. Now we have Alistair Cray. Although he was tricky to place, he is in this spot because he is responsible for Abigail disappearing into the machine. Even though he showed remorse when expressing to Callahan the incident was only an accident. This might be true, but it still stands to show Cray was warned about the dangers of sending Abigail into the machine. Nevertheless, he tells his employees to go ahead with the test. It earned him questionable looks from the other scientists. But rules don't apply to a man like Cray. Really, Fred wasn't wrong with that statement. With the gray area complete, we move into the darker side of the moral compass. These are the bad and the evil. Starting with the thugs. These guys show up right at the beginning of the movie. While we may only see them for a few minutes as they follow Yama's orders at the drop of a hat, they're willing to beat up Hiro, again who's only 14 years old, for hustling Yama during the bot fight. They also can be seen chasing Tadashi and Hiro down the alley, still determined to beat the ever-loving crap out of them. Yama takes the silver medal for most evil. He's a ruthless crime boss in San Fransokyo. While only having a few minutes of screen time in the beginning, it's clear his goal was to wipe out any competition in the bot fights with little Yama. While at first he only verbally harasses Hiro by calling him Zero,
Prepare your bot, Zero.
this of course shows his character. He's arrogant and a pretty sore loser. He orders his thugs to beat the ever-loving crap out of Hiro for hustling him, and Hiro's still just a kid. But Yama doesn't care. And he planned to keep Hiro's bot after Hiro escaped with Tadashi, making everyone wonder if little Yama is actually Yama's. And although I'm sure it's not very surprising, Robert Callahan gets the gold medal for most evil character in Big Hero 6. When we first meet him in the film, he's shown to be a respected professor who, along with Tadashi, convinces Hiro to apply at the Institute. At the time, this seems to be sincere, trying to talk Hiro into not selling his microbots to Crytek, which we think he does out of general concern. He may have grieving issues, at some point it's understandable, however his goal was later revealed to majorly injure or kill anyone who discovers his plans. This guy left Tadashi to die in a fire, he stole Hiro's invention to use it to his advantage in revenge against Cray,
I went in there to save you.
That was his mistake.
and when putting his plan into action, tried to kill his former students more than once, trying to crush them with the microbots at the docks. At one point, he used the microbots to throw a massive piece of debris at the gang when they discovered the old security footage, turning his back to them, the ones who truly respected and looked up to him and enjoyed having someone as brilliant as him as their professor. Yeah, this guy is pretty awful. But what do you think? Who do you think is the most good character in Big Hero 6? Let us know in the comments section below. Hit that notification bell and binge our Good to Evil playlist, where we break down the morality of the characters in your favorite shows, cartoons, and movies. But most importantly, stay wicked.